this ordinance was passed back in October with the proviso that May 15th of 2015 would be the election date for the citizenry.
You're talking about this ordinance then?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is basically a fait accompli in that sense. It's a done deal as far as having a May 15th election.
May 19th.
May 19th election.
We're voting on that issue today, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but I'm saying that if my curious mind, if the board would say no, we don't want to go ahead on this on May 19th, is that permissible to do, or is that election a done deal?
No, it's absolutely.
Well, I mean, I'm asking a question. You might be perfectly clear to you, but I'm saying there has to be some kind of effect on this as well. So, pardon my ignorance. I'd like to question.
I think let me try and answer if I'm grasping. So you have your deadlines as best. Your deadlines are that you have to, if you want to get this on the ballot, it has to go to the clerk by tomorrow to beat the 90-day deadline. I believe that most jurisdictions actually don't have a 90-day deadline. It's a 60-day deadline. And so there will be clarity in about 30 days as to whether other jurisdictions have decided to put similar measures on their own ballots. And then you have until May 19th, March 19th, thank you, March 19th, to withdraw a measure from the ballot, from the May 19 ballot. So the board can, through further action, withdraw, should it so deem appropriate. So those are the coming deadlines.
I'm looking at this. The ordinance was passed in October.
Yes.
That included the mandate to have an election on May 19th.
Yes.
So how can we then change that ordinance
Only
that
if
was
we
passed?
want it implemented.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah.
If we don't want it implemented, we have until March 19th to make a decision.
Yeah, I was asking legal counsel.
Yes, okay. So you cannot amend it at this point, Commissioner. It cannot be amended at this point. We don't have the two readings. The time has, the clock has expired on that point.
So how could we not have the election on May 19th?
To cancel the election?
Yeah.
I don't know I'll have to look that up and research that point, Commissioner, if that's going to be permissible. To cancel the entire election.
No, I'm canceling this being on the election.
Yeah, that would, okay, you cancel it through one of two means. Either one, do not vote it out today, in which case the deadline, the 90-day deadline will lapse.
Excuse me. Let's not have that kind of silliness, okay? Let's just... The rules are right up there on the wall if you want to read them. This is not a personal slam against anybody. It's a decorum situation. So let's not do that. So you were saying, I'm sorry.
Right. Your two options are either one, do not vote it out and allow the 90-day deadline to lapse, and then that's the end of the question. It did not go to the clerk in time to meet the deadline for the election. Or two, if you did vote it out, you would still have until March 19 to withdraw it from the ballot. And those are your options.
I'm missing the fine point there of...
Mr. Chair?
We passed the ordinance.
Yes.
That included the May 19th.
Yes.
But we're not allowed to amend the ordinance for May 19th.
Not.
But how does the secondary vote today change the vote that was done in October?
It doesn't. It doesn't change the vote that was done in October. Today's vote would be whether to send this ordinance and the accompanying ballot title and explanation, which would be signed by the board, to the clerk for him to place on the ballot in May. That's what you're voting on. You're not voting on whether to implement this ordinance. You're voting on whether to send it to the clerk for it to appear on the ballot, along with the ballot title and explanatory statement.
Which we already did in October.
No. We passed the ordinance.
And the ordinance included a mandate that it goes on the ballot.
Yes.
So the charter requires a mandate for a taxation measure to go before the voters before implementation. The ordinance did not require that. The charter requires that.
The charter requires that.
So our action today sends it to the clerk to comply with the charter in order for implementation. If we choose not to do that, it's done. It just dies. It doesn't go forward. It doesn't meet the criteria of the charter, the will of the people, and the element dies. It's a proposed theory that just doesn't go anywhere.
So hopefully does that address what you were, okay.
In other words, simplifying it for my little mind.
Yeah.
We really don't have any option other than passing us on this ordinance, 2014-04, onto the ballot. The only option we have is to repeal this ordinance.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody understand that?
Yeah, your explanation is inaccurate. In order to make it to this May election, we have to refer it by this Thursday. We can refer it to the November election. We could repeal it at any given point. We could wait a year or two. It doesn't go into, it cannot be implemented until the voters vote on it. We have within 90 days, we can't, has to go to the voters within 90 days if it's done by referendum, right?
Yes. Yes.
I understand what I need to do, and I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going to vote today. So I'm pretty clear that we have to do something in order to refer it to the ballot today.
Yes.
So when it comes to our resolution number 2015-004, we either have to approve that resolution or we have to repeal it today.
No, I think the public, no, you wouldn't have to repeal it today. I think
we could vote no on this, and then we would have to put it back onto a repeal.
I think no action would result in.
It would die.
It would die effectively.
That's what I understood, that it would die.
With the formal repeal to follow subsequently.